Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. Hi there. Today we're gonna go over with domain and range. We're going to determine the domain of and the range of a given function. We all know the domain discussed about or it's set of the element of x values. Range are the y's. Okay. Domain here is how far does the graph go from left to right. We know in a graph, uh, this represents the x-axis. That's why it's from left to right. If this is the x-axis, that shows the graph, the domain, or like basically how I look at it is that how fat or how wide is the graph from left to right. And for the range, you look this way. How tall is the graph from bottom to top? So let's find the domain range. But before that, some things that we have to know when writing interval notation. This is very important that you have to understand this one because when you go to the next level, it will be used several times. And we're going to start for algebra 2 using interval notation. Okay. When you have a parenthesis or open, that means it's open circle. That means is that any value except the specific number. For example, you have 2 going to positive infinity. The meaning of the parenthesis here is that all the numbers that from 2 going further to positive infinity, but 2 is not included because it's open circle. When you use a bracket, let's say this one here, this is a bracket. When the problem becomes 2 going to positive infinity, that means everything from 2 going to positive infinity, including the value of 2. Like in the inequality, this is like 2 close here going to the right. Unlike this one here is that if this is 2, is open going to the right side. That's the difference. One is open, one is closed. Every time you have infinity, whether it's positive or negative, it's always going to be parenthesis because the infinity never ends, so you cannot close it, it cannot stop. So for this example here, you're given a graph, and for domain, again, you look from left to right. I can see that the graph from left to right is from here up to this point here. You can see that this number here is -1, right? This is -1 of the x value. And this is the 1, 2, 3. This is a 3. If you notice from -1 to 3 is the graph. So you can tell this is -1, that's positive 3. You can tell the -1 is close here, unlike here on the yellow one is open. So basically the graph will be looks like from close here to open here, right? So therefore the domain is going to be bracket because this is closed, and positive 3 parenthesis. That's the domain there. It goes from left to right. From left here to the right side. That's the domain. Okay? Next, let's find the range here. How do you find the range? Let's move it. Again, the range, you go from bottom to top. What's the lowest point here? The lowest point here is approximately over there. I think this graph here should have been went down further down here, okay? That goes until from -1. This portion here is -1 of the y-axis, and the highest, and that's not open. There's no hole over here, so you know it's going to be closed. And the highest is 8, which is open there. So if you look at the number line vertically from -1 up to 8, but here is going to be closed here, and it's open there. You start from the least going up there, which up to 8. So therefore, the range is something like in a number line, -1 to 8, open, close here, and open there. So therefore, the range will be -1 to 8. There you have it. Okay, that's the range. This is the main. Next, one more time. Here, this is tricky. Remember, there's an arrowhead here. That's continuous. If there's an arrowhead there, this keeps going, and this keeps going and going further. never stop. Okay, so if you're going to look at the left and right, or the domain from left to right, this can't go here only, because this line or this portion of the graph is going to keep going there. So this goes further, never stop, go to the left side. And likewise here, this graph here is going to go towards to the right side and never stop there. So what do you think is the domain here? The domain for this one is going further to the left, going further to the right. So therefore, it's all real numbers. Means, say, again, for infinity, we always use parentheses. And the left side is the negative infinity. The right side is positive infinity. From the left is smaller number, go to the right side. Now, how do you find the range? The range here starts, the bottom portion is this, which is 2. And that's close because there's no open hole there. And both of the graph is going up further, continuously going up there. So from 2 going to the positive value of y, which it will never stop. So basically, it starts from the lower point. Since that's close, this will be bracket 2, going up, never stop, is going to positive infinity, parenthesis. And that's the range. One more. Here, look at the domain. Assuming that there's a, I think I forgot to write here the parenthesis. There's no graph on the left side, but it starts from here, which is the 0. There's no hole there, so it's going to be close. So the domain start from 0 as a bracket because included, and it keeps going towards the right side. So we know that the range, the domain here start from 0 going to the right side, which is positive infinity. While for the range, which we look bottom to top, this is going to the bottom portion. This is going to the right top portion. So from the bottom going to top, that tells us that all values of the negative, because it is going down, and all values of positive because going up, so it's all real numbers. And that's how you find the domain and range of a given relation. We can go here. This is the last problem. This is expected to be going up or down like that, like a sine function. Okay, you will see that the graph is going to the left, is going to the right, that never ends. So what do you think is the domain here? The domain here is all real numbers. How do you find the range? The range is the y value. You can see the pattern is staying on the -1 and going up to the +1, only on this area here. So the range here starts from bracket -1 going to +1 bracket. There you have it. I hope you learned something. Kaboom.